What is up, everybody? Random Random Man here, bringing you my live reactions to the SAG Awards, or the Actor Awards as they have since been rebranded. Now, it's been a while since I did a video covering this current award season. The last video I did was the Golden Globe recap back in January, so I thought I would fill in what has happened in between then until now, just to get myself up to speed, so to speak. So last week were the BAFTA Awards, which I did not watch live or do a video on as I had other plans that day, which included meeting my nephew for the first time. Look how cute Oliver is. But with that ceremony last week, one battle after another, one big, 6 awards, including Best Film, Best Director, and a surprising win for Best Supporting Actor for Sean Penn. And last night, we had the Producers Guild of America Awards, or the PGA Awards, and one battle after another, one big as well, winning the top prize for a theatrical film release. And that is significant because it is voted on using a preferential ballot system like the Oscars do for Best Picture. So we'll see if this winning streak for one battle after another is going to continue. But yeah, here we go. The awards have just started, so I'm gonna unmute my TV and let's cut to my reactions to the show.
And the actor goes to Sean Penn.
Oh, there we go. Sean Penn.
And the award goes to Amy Madigan.
Oh, nice. All right. That's awesome. Woo.
And the actor goes to Jesse Buckley.
Yeah. Woo. The Oscar is hers.
And the actor goes to
You are shining herald of Michael B. Jordan.
Oh! Ooh! Okay. Oh, man.
And the actor goes to Sinner.
There you go, yeah. Back to back with Michael B. Jordan, and now this. Woo! That's cool. All right, now that the ceremony has ended, I wanted to give a quick recap as to my thoughts on the winners here. And in case you couldn't tell, I only covered the film categories, just like with the Critics' Choice Awards and Golden Globe Awards from earlier this year. This year is my first time doing now all 3 of these award shows and giving live reactions or recaps to them. And for the SAG Awards, or Actor Awards, I'm sorry, but for these awards specifically, they actually had all of the TV categories go first, and I did want to give a couple shout outs on the TV side. First off, even though my wife, Jenna Ortega, lost in her category for Best Actress in a Comedy Series, she lost, of course, to the late, great Catherine O'Hara, who won posthumously for her performance in The Studio. I still haven't seen that show, and sadly, season 2 was about to start filming, and of course, O'Hara passed away, so I should get on that show as a tribute to her, and of course, I've also heard great things about it, and Seth Rogen's acceptance speech on her behalf was quite nice. And also, I wanted to give a shout out to Harrison Ford for receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award here. He is just my hero. He is my hero, and here's a little snippet of me during the moment where everyone gave him a standing ovation getting up on stage. Harrison Ford is the man. Harrison Ford is the man. So that was a great moment as well. The show overall, if I want to talk briefly about it, I thought it was neat in certain aspects of what it did. I mean, Kristen Bell is a host. I always liked her. The bit going on where there are specific actors competing to get this really unflattering looking bust of Timothée Chalamet while playing ping pong or table tennis to do it. Oh my God. That was something. The in memoriam section was quite emotional. well. I mean, of course, Catherine O'Hara was one of the players that we have lost in this past year in the realm of acting. Just this year alone, though, the first 2 months of the year were only on March 1st, today of 2026. We have lost so many people here. She, of course, was featured in the In Memoriam section along with many, many others. And there was a great performance by Miles Caton from Sinners doing a rendition of This Little Light of Mine on stage as well, too. And, of course, we'll mention Sinners in a sec here. But here we go, the awards. One quick shout out on the TV side that the Stunt Ensemble Award for TV went to The Last of Us. I love both the video games and the series, or the TV show, I should say. So I wanted to quickly mention that. On the movie side, best stunt ensemble went to Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Of course, that was a big movie that had a bunch of high-profile stunts performed by Tom Cruise himself here. So yeah, that is well deserved. And then I'm gonna go from the supporting categories all the way up to the best cast here. So best supporting actor, that went to Sean Penn for One Battle After Another. I think it's safe to say by now, after winning BAFTA last week and now SAG this week, he is pretty much a safe bet for the Oscar. Anything can happen, but having won these two big awards so recently while Oscar voting is happening right now, I think he is probably the sure bet to win the Oscar. Best supporting actress went to Amy Madigan for Weapons, which I thought was awesome. My girl Ariana Grande had no chance to win, and of course she didn't get the Oscar nomination, but Amy Madigan, having won for Critics' Choice, and now this week at the Actor Awards, could she be a real threat to win the Oscar? We shall see. I loved her performance. I loved the movie. And then Best Actress, Jessie Buckley. Really the true sweeper of the season here. She won at Golden Globes, she won at Critics' Choice, she won at BAFTA last week, now she won at SAG. And in fact, speaking of her performance here, look what I got. Her movie, Hamnet, on 4K Blu-ray. Yes, this doesn't come out until this coming Tuesday, March 3rd. I got it early in the mail this past Wednesday. So yeah, this was my second favorite movie of last year. So I'm really happy to own this thing. And, you know, she probably gave my favorite film performance of 2025. I'd have to think a little further about that, but certainly up there, my favorite leading female performance of 2025. So yeah, there we go. Jessie Buckley, it's safe to say, congratulations on winning the Oscar in 2 weeks. Best Actor. Little bit of a surprise here with Michael B. Jordan, I should say, winning for Sinners. I knew somewhat in the back of my mind that it would be given to him because SAG usually likes to throw curveballs in there, or they do like to legit reward actors for having been in the industry for a while, just like Michael B. Jordan has been since he was a teenager, if I recall correctly. And also, he played twins in this movie. That was a nice acting feat. He made those two characters feel so different and distinct. But, woo! What about Timothée Chalamet possibly winning for Marty Supreme at the Oscars? We'll have to see. I have to deliberate further and think about that just to see what is possible or what is even going to happen here. And then speaking of Sinners even further, Best Cast, that went to Sinners, which I predicted that would happen. I knew that would happen, but that shows some strength for Sinners in some way, even though I mentioned off the top of this video that One Battle After Another in the last week has really been picking up a lot of awards that are significant to help it get a leg up to win the Oscars. So all this stuff here, I mean, One Battle After Another is my favorite movie of the year, so of course I have zero problem with it sweeping or cleaning up in terms of getting awards and stuff. I mentioned Hamnet was my number 2 of last year. Sinners was my number 3 of last year. So all these great movies are getting rewarded regardless. But now, after this ceremony has ended, I'm going to have to think a lot about what I'm going to say for my predictions and preferences video for this year's Oscars, which is coming soon. Stay tuned for that. But yeah, all in all, yeah, this was a nice presentation for the awards, and there's not that many awards to give out because, of course, they're all for acting and stuff. So we'll have to see what is going to come as award season continues to heat up and the Oscars are coming in just 2 weeks. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Be sure to like this video, comment your thoughts on this year's Actor Awards, social media links in the description. Subscribe to my channel for more, and I'll catch you on the next movie review.